This week on Morning Mika, Beyond 50 Over 50, reporting from the long runway. As we honor our 50 over 50 listees, if you see a woman on this list who is 53 or 64 or 94, which we have, make no mistake, I mean, we're not implying that she has even come close to hitting her prime or is peaking. All right, that was me talking about the long runway at our 50 over 50 celebratory luncheon last year. And with the release of our 5th annual 50 over 50 list around the corner, July 30th, we're taking a closer look at some of our alumni who are now showing us that in many cases, their real story is just beginning. When Forbes and Know Your Value launched our inaugural 50 over 50 list 4 years ago, the goal was clear: to spotlight women who were shattering age-related expectations and making their biggest impact after turning the age of 50. From business and politics to arts and activism, these trailblazers were rewriting the rules on what success looks like later in life and also what families look like. Now, years after their initial recognition, many of our past honorees are proving that their most influential chapters are still being written. They are launching new ventures, leading global change, mentoring the next generation, and doing it all with the same boldness and confidence that earned them a spot on the list in the first place. Joining us now, Maggie McGrath, editor of Forbes Women and a driving force behind our 50 over 50 list. She does all the data, and she is super specific about the data. No one who's 49 and a half gets on that list, thanks to Maggie. Also with us, my Morning Mika co-hosts, Jen Psaki and Simone Sanders Townsend. Okay. This is so fun because I love these stories that keep sort of pushing the envelope on what we thought we were shedding light on, Maggie. No, women over 50 have arrived. You've done some reporting on our 50 over 50 alumni and found that many of our honorees have made some very impressive career pivots, even since making the list, even doing bigger things, making more money. What did you find?
Well, Mika, one of the most interesting things about that inaugural list in 2021 is that almost immediately we saw some of those women take on even more powerful roles than those which earned them spots on the list. I'm thinking right now of Angela Williams. She was on our inaugural 50 over 50 in 2021 because she at the time was the head of Easter Seals. It's the largest nonprofit in the United States devoted to advocating for those with disability. But later in 2021, she was appointed to an even more powerful role. She is now the CEO and president of United Way Worldwide. It helps people in 1,100 communities in nearly 36 countries. She looks at childhood access to health care, food, economic opportunity. She is the first Black woman to lead that organization. It is number 4 on the Forbes list of top charities, and it received $2.5 billion in private donations last year. And if that's not enough, I spoke with Angela a few weeks ago. She's getting ready to publish a book later this year about navigating and leading in an age of chaos. And I can think of no greater topic in 2025. How do you achieve your mission in a moment of turbulence? And I have one other person from that inaugural list that I just want to quickly mention. Anne Finucane in 2021 was the vice chair of Bank of America. She spoke to Know Your Value about the roles that she has taken on since. She is a board chair of Rubicon Carbon and also a senior advisor to the TPG Rise Climate Fund. She's guiding investments that basically help combat climate change. Anne told Know Your Value that while she's not running the show in quite the same way she did at Bank of America, she's learning and she's creating change in a really important area, environmentalism, Mika. It's so interesting.
Love it.
Money is not the only thing, we all know, but many of these women, according to all of your analysis, seem to be making even more money than when they were initially put on the list. Who jumped out to you in that regard?
There are two stories that I want to highlight here, and the first is Teresa Gao. She made the 2022 50 over 50 list largely for her work founding A-Crew Capital. It's a venture capital firm that she has built with a multi-generational lens. What that means, her co-founders and co-managing partners all hail from different generations because she believes that age diversity creates better business and investment opportunities. A-Crew raised $700 million in capital last year, bringing total assets under management to $1.7 billion. This matters because women represent such a small percentage of the check writers in the United States. So when someone like Teresa is writing checks to founders, that's a huge point of decision making. We need more women in those decision making roles. And to your point, money is not everything, but Forbes did name Teresa America's first female venture capitalist billionaire this year. She has not commented on her status as a Triple Comma Club member, but her co-founder, Lauren Colodny, is a Forbes 30 under 30 listee, also a managing partner at A-Crew, and she said that it really matters for young women and young Asian American women in particular to see the success that Teresa is forging. And I said I'd talk about two people. That other person is Dolly Parton, a fan favorite who made the 50 over 50 list in 2022. She is worth $450 million, according to my colleagues on the Forbes Wealth team, and that's because she just has not slowed down one bit. In 2023, she released her first ever full rock album called Rockstar. It debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200, her highest ever studio ranking. She's continued her philanthropy, and then in 2024, she launched a cookbook with her sister, and she plans to turn that cookbook into a frozen food business that will launch later this year. And if that's not enough, I mean, that's plenty to keep her busy, but later this year, she will embark on a Vegas residency, and there will be a Broadway show about her trailblazing career.
Well, I know a couple people that are going to go see that, and I think many of them are right here on this screen. There's more, though, Maggie. Yep. Wasn't there also a former honoree who was recently named by Forbes as a next billion-dollar startup founder? Give us those details.
You are correct, Simone. Joanna Strober founded MIDI Health in 2021. It's a telehealth company focused on menopause care. And it matters that it is on the Forbes list of the next billion-dollar startups because we do not see a lot of women's health companies on that list. Joanna founded this company because of her own experience trying to find a doctor who could treat her menopause symptoms. Like so many other women, she was misdiagnosed and went down wrong paths before finding the correct treatment. When she made the 50 over 50 in 2023, she had about $40 million in funding. In 2024, last year, she raised a $60 million Series B, bringing her total funding to $100 million, and she's not stopping there. I spoke to her earlier this spring, and MIDI Health is launching something called Age Well. It's a holistic telehealth offering that allows women to get a full panel of blood work and hormone analysis that basically gives women a better bird's eye view of just how well they're aging. She's talking about longevity and not just menopause, which is ever important.
You know what? I love this. The 50 over 50 list obviously is just one step on the long runway. Before we go, Maggie, what, if anything, can you tell us about our next annual 50 over 50 list? We have the names, and we're going to be unveiling them very soon.
There's very little that I can share specifically, but broadly, what I can say is this list has a lot of problem solvers and trendsetters. And here's why that matters right now. If you turn on the news, there is an onslaught of headlines that are distressing, and I think it can cause people to lose hope. And what I have found so heartening in reading the stories of the women on this year's list is these are people who are forging breakthrough therapies in the world of science and medicine. They're creating products that bring joy, which is no small thing in 2025. And they're also providing a lot of advice to the next generation and to really all generations. We ask everyone on the list, what would you tell your younger self? And I won't say who said this, but someone gave the advice, don't shrink, expand. that is how you make an impact. And I think that's a message we could all use right about now.
The list is coming out really soon. I'm really excited about it. This has really taken off thanks to all your very hard work, Maggie. So we'll wait for that. In the meantime, you can read more about our 50 over 50 alumni at Forbes.com and KnowYourValue.com. Maggie McGrath, Jen Psaki, Simone Sanders Townsend, thank you so much. That does it for this edition of Morning Mika. We'll be back soon on YouTube and Peacock.